Welcome, welcome. Knock this up. Whoa. So smooth. What's up, everyone? Hoping to read tonight. Just gonna pour myself something to drink if I can prop this up correctly. Alright. Got some vitamin water, that's good for you, right? Don't like the food dye, but hey. Can't get over everything. How was everyone tonight? Let's see. Clean up this camera just a little bit. You can see me better. Where I had to not read very much yesterday at all because I had my wisdom teeth taken out Monday. So I'm excited to read more, hopefully, tonight. Yeah, totally pumped, totally pumped. We always begin these little sessions with a kirtan. I would like to show you my altar space though. Here recently I've added some more stuff to my altar. I got a gift from Valmiki. This is a Rudraksha mala, and I'm very, very happy and proud of. And if you want one for yourself, they're a very cheap one in Curly Baba's ashram. I also was gifted one of these, which is smaller, but about this, about $2. It's a picture of Ramdas, Valmiki Curly behind it. And then behind my Hanuman Murti, I have another one of Ramdas younger, and then Curly Baba looking at the camera, all auspicious, right? I love that. Very beautiful. It even came with a little sticker. Look how cute this is. Read it now. Jesus. Very good. Christ. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. Let's go. Let's go. Thank God it's Friday. It's not really my Friday. I still have work tomorrow, but we can play around like it is. I hope everyone's doing swell. So we're going to be setting down here, singing a little bit of kirtan to the deities, and then we're going to be reading Valmiki's Ramayana, which it's become, if it's not my favorite book ever, it's become my favorite book ever. I think I've known it for lifetimes, so I don't think I think I've known it for lifetimes, lifetimes. It's such a familiar story to me. It's like I've heard it so many times. It's like ingrained. And really, in this lifetime, I've only read it, heard of the story, and parts of the story a few times, but it feels ancient. It feels like my soul knows it. And in that way, I'm very excited to share it with you. The Ramayana of Valmiki, one of my favorite, is the poetry detailing the lives of Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, and Hanuman, the little monkey, the Hindu monkey god, whom I have his murti here. And he's the servant of God. Maharaji in Curly Baba, this guy right here, said Hanuman and Christ were one and the same. And they are, because they're the servant of God. They are the lover of God. In fact, Hanuman is so close to Rama, he's said to be like the breath of God. And inseparable. He serves him in complete devotion. There's a beautiful story where there's a beautiful pearl neck that's not quite like this one, but it was a mala nonetheless. And it was given to Hanuman by Sita. And Hanuman, being the Nar, or like a monkey type creature, doesn't really know exactly what he's doing with it. He just wants to get to Ram, so he's like looking it all over, inspecting it, even bites it. He breaks it by an accident by biting it. And they say, what are you doing? This is an expensive gift. What are you doing, Hanuman? He said, well, it's of no value to me if I can't find the Lord in it. And they said, well, Hanuman is Ram inside of you. MC Yogi put it great. He said, in that moment, he revealed his truth. He opened up his chest, and inside his heart, there was Ram and Sita nestled right there inside his heart, inside his Hridaya. And so, and in another version of the same myth, he has Ram's name written all throughout his body. And so it's very beautiful. Do I consider these myths? I don't know. It's fun to believe in magic, just as much as I believe Jesus probably walked on water. I believe these are historical, very real stories that we can learn from and we can embody for ourselves. It's beautiful. It's absolutely wonderful. And it opens up your whole mind to view it in a different way. Many people don't. Many people tune themselves out to things that are possibly supernatural. Baba was the miracle Baba for a reason. He always made people believe in the spiritual throughout his acts, and he never forced anyone. It was always, if you had faith, if you had the faith, he would do whatever it was. And I believe that. I love my Baba and my Hanuman, and my connection with him so much. I value it so much that I wish to share it with everyone, because it is your relationship with God is true wealth. Your true relationship and connection with God is true wealth. I've been shown that, especially these last couple of weeks here in my walk. And it's not about talking about your relationship with God. No one's more important than anyone else. We're all equally experiencing these things. You can connect to them just as well as I can connect to them. I'm no better of a guru. I'm no guru at all, in fact. The only guru in me is the same guru that's in me. So remember that as we do this. We're going to be studying with a chant that I love. It's very near and dear to my heart. It's called the Hanuman Chalisa. And we're going to start with that first. And at the end of the Hanuman Chalisa, there's this area where he goes, there's a chant, it's a kirtan. It says, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. It's very simple. It's only about 3 words. Shri means hail. It's a title meaning Lord or honorable. Ram is a name of God. It's the 7th incarnation of the great Hindu god Vishnu, which he incarnates as a man. And then Jai is another word meaning hail, or respect, or cheering somebody on. So this is something that's beautiful for you. I would love for you to join us. Something that you think is your kind of vibe and it benefits you. I sure hope it does. That's why we're doing it. And so this is my beautiful Murti of Ram, Sita, Lakshman, and Hanuman. Yeah, absolutely lovely, guys. Absolutely lovely. Been cleaning a lot today. Cleaning a lot. There's a beautiful story about Hanuman. That's about his birth. When he first takes birth, Hanuman is a very powerful being. He's so powerful he doesn't even know his own strength. He loves mangoes, by the way. Hanuman loves mangoes. You want to offer something to Hanuman, offer him a mango. Hanuman loves mango. He was smiling at me when I said that. In the story, he looks up at the sun and mistakes the sun for a bright, juicy ripe mango. And he jumps all the way up, sturdy at the sun god, right? So he wants that mango so bad he jumps all the way up, and it says he plunges the entire world into darkness because he jumps up when he does. And obviously he's about putting out the sun. So Indra, the king of the gods, throws his weapon at Hanuman. This weapon is called a Vajra. That's what I have in my hands right now. It's nothing against Hanuman, because Hanuman is like a thunderbolt himself, so he's like the Vajra himself. But he was struck down as Maruti, which was his birth name. And he hit the ground, and in some versions of the myth, he's unalive. And his father has to come and save him. Vayu, who's the wind god, he sucks all the wind out of the whole earth, and he says, I petition you give my son back his life. And if you don't give it back, I will keep all the wind out of the entire world and suffocate everyone, basically, is what he's saying. He's losing his son. It's greedy, right? And he's the wind god. He can do that. And another version of the myth, Hanuman, there's a drop of blood that falls from his jaw, and it hits the ocean. It becomes a pearl that somebody can go and retrieve if they are of great virtue. That's another version of the myth. But in the first version of the myth, the gods grant Hanuman back his life, and they say, okay, from this day forth, Maruti, you shall be called Hanuman, which means disfigured jaw. So the one with the disfigured jaw. It's quite beautiful. It's really quite beautiful. I love these stories. They warm my heart. And so we're going to sit with this Chalisa, and at the very end of it, there is a small chant. It's a kirtan you can participate in. It's very easy. This only if you feel led. Kirtan's not a social game at all. It's not something that you sing because everybody's singing and you want to be part of the game. It's something that you sing because it happens with you, right? It's something that you sing because you desperately want to sing. You can just get the benefit from listening, so you don't have to sing. But when you sing, don't force it. This is something that wells up within you. Of course, we love for you to sing, right? But we're not after. You don't have to. Not anyway. It's nothing that's a social game. It's something that is a meditation. So it's a Hanuman Chalisa. You may not know all the verses, but at the end of the Hanuman Chalisa, there's small verses. The kirtan goes Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, and it's very simple. Shri is honor from the title of his glory. Ram is the name of God. Jai is another word meaning like hail or cheering. It's a beautiful thing. And it's really just praising God inside you. It's praising Ram and his heart. Ajaloji Namah, Ajaloji Namah, Ajaloji Namah. Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja, Nijamana Mukuru Sudha, Arunama Kubara Vimanjasu, Jodaya Vajravi, Udehina Tanajanake, Sumiram Pavan Kumar, Palamudivila, Aramukaya Sishama, Syavara Ramachandra Parijesha, Jai Hanuman Gyan Guna Saga, Jai Kuchi Shati Ramaduta Tunita Baladama, Anjani Putra Pavan Sutanama, Mahavira Vikrama Bajrangi, Kumati Nivari Sumati Kesan, Kanchana Varana Viraj Subesa, Pranana Kundalanam Chitakesa, Atavajra Bhaja Viraj, Kande Munja Jajenu Saj, Shankara Suvan Keshari Nandana Teja Pratapa Mahajagavan, Idyavan Ati Chatu Rama Kaja Karve Koat, Prabhu Charitra Suni Beko Rasiya Rama Lakhan Sita Manavasi Vishnurupa Dari Siya Indakava Vikatarupa Dari Pankajara Bhimarupa Dari Surasamhari Ramachandra Ekaj Shambhari Raya Sajivana Lakana Jiyaye Shri Raghuvira Harashivalaye Raghupati Kini Bahuta Varai Tuma Mama Priya Bharatai Samavai Sahasavadana Tumaro Yasagave Asakai Shri Patikanta Lagao Sanakadika Brahma Himonisa Narada Sharada Saita Isa Yama Kubera Digapala Jahante Kavi Govila Kaisake Kahante Tuma Upakara Suri Mahikina Rama Melaya Rajapadadi Tumaro Mantra Vibhishanamana Lankeshwara Vaisava Jagajan Yuga Sahasra Yojana Paravana Dhiryotai Madhura Palajan Prabhu Mudrika Milamuka Mahim Jalarilanki Gaya Sharajana Rugamakaja Kejete Surama Tumarete Ramaduare Tumarakavare Otana Sukala hai tumhare sharana, tumhara shaka kahu ko dharna. Apana teja samharo ape tino loka angate kampe. Uta pisachare katna hirave mahavira jamanam suname. Nasero dahare samapira japata nirantaram matavir. Sankatate hanuman churave, manakrama vachana jnana jolave. Saba parama tapasvi raja, tinake kaja sakala samasaj. Ora manorta jo hoy dave, soli amita jivana palapal. Charon yuga paratapan tumhara, de parasida jagat ujiyar. Sadhu sant ke tumhara kavari, asura nikandana rama dulari. Ashta siddhi manidhi ke data, savaradina janaki mata. Rama rasayana tumhare pasa, sadaro raghupati ke dasa. Tumhare bhajan Rama ko paave, janama janama ke dukha bisara. Anta kala raghuvar pura jai, jahana janma hari bhakta kahai. Ora devata chitana tarai, hanumata se sarva sukha karai. Sankata kate mite sabavira, yo sumire hanumata balavira. Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai, kripa karahu Gurudeva Pinai. Jo Shatavara Bhatta Karakori, Chutahi Bandi Mahastugaro. Joya Pare Hanuman Chalisa, Goya Siddhi Saki Gaurisa. Tulsidasa Sada Harichera, Ki Jai Naradarudaya Mahadeva. Bhavanatanaya Sankataharana, Mangalamurati Tulsiyana. Rama Lakshmana Sita Sarita, Hridaya Samsuraputra Siyaparam Chandra Bhajaj Sharana. Mangalamurati Martanandam Sakala Mangalamuranikantam. Mangalamurati Martanandam Sakala Mangalamuranikantam. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Sitaram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Beautiful, guys. So now we're going to begin our reading of the Ramayana of Valmiki. Grab the which is the story of Rama, Lakshman, Sita, and Hanuman. I should have said Ram, Sita, Lakshman, and Hanuman, but nonetheless, it is the story. And there are multiple versions of this story. There's one by Tulsidas, there's one by Valmiki, which is probably the harder one to read. There's a lot of hard Sanskrit in this. And then there's one that was supposedly written by Hanuman that Hanuman destroyed because of he hurt Valmiki's pride. He was a poet, and Hanuman's so humble that he was like, oh, well, if I've hurt your pride, then I'll just throw it in the sea. And so we only have fragments from that one, but very beautiful indeed. So I'll prop you guys up here beside Ganesha and Hanuman. We will get to reading. Can you all hear me still good? Hopefully there's no issues with the audio quality. I need to get me like a little tripod or something. Let's see. It's the Ramayana of Valmiki. We're starting in Sarga 1 of the Ayodhya Kanda. The Ayodhya Kanda is the second book in the Ramayana. There are 7 books in the Ramayana. This is detailing Rama and Sita's journey, I believe, out of Ayodhya. I believe that they are kicked out of Ayodhya in this chapter, which is a really hard chapter for them. But they live in the forest for a while. I believe that's in the next book, the Aranya Kanda. So in the Ayodhya Kanda, we just finished the Bala Kanda, which is the story of the beautiful child of Rama. I'm very happy to be able to hear you guys here and share this with you. Sarga 1. Sargas are like mini chapters. Time passed, and then one day, King Dasarath, the delight of the Raghu, spoke to Bharata, his son by Kaikeyi. My mighty son, your mother's brother, Yudhajit, the son of the king of Kakaya, has come and is waiting to take you back home. When he had heard what Dasarath said, Kaikeyi's son, Bharata, prepared to depart with Sakshrubna. Taking leave of his father, of tireless Rama, and of his mothers, the hero, the best of men, went off with Sakshrubna. Delighted to have Bharata and Sakshrubna with them, mighty Yudhajit returned to his native city, to the great satisfaction of his father. There Bharata lived with his brother, enjoying the warm hospitality of his uncle, Ashvapati, who showered him with all the affection one shows a son. And yet as the mighty brothers stayed on, their every desire satisfied, they often thought with longing of aged King Dasarath. The great king likewise often thought of his two absent sons, Bharat and Satrugna, equals of great Indra and Varuna, but he cherished every one of those four bulls among men, which is a common Indian phrase. What's the word for like commemoration? It's like a praise. His sons, as if they were four arms extending from his very body. But still, of all of them, it was mighty Rama who brought his father the greatest joy. We're going to be reading about why Rama was considered righteous, which is, we try to emulate Rama. Rama lives inside each and every one of us. Our job is to bring him out, to show this to everyone. For however we can do this to the best of our ability, always in all ways. First, he surpassed his brothers in virtue, just as the self-existent Brahma surpasses all other beings. In Bharata's absence, Brahma and all-powerful Lakshman showed reverence to their godlike father. Brahma is like the collective consciousness. Following his father's orders, righteous Rama did all that was required to please and benefit the people of the city. He scrumptiously did all that his mothers required of him, and attended to his guru's requirements with strict punctuality. Thus Dasaratha was pleased with Rama's conduct and character, as were the Brahmins, who were the priests, the merchants, and all who lived in the realm. Rama was always even-tempered and kind-spoken. Even if he were to be harshly addressed, he would not answer back. He would be satisfied with a single act of kindness. Whatever its motive, he would ignore 100 injuries. Yes, I aspire to be like him. So great was his self-control with good men advanced in years, virtue, and wisdom. He would converse at every opportunity, even during breaks in his weapons practice. He was of noble descent on both sides of his family. He was upright and cheerful, truthful, and honest. Aged twice-born Brahmins had seen to his training men who were wise in the ways of righteousness and statecraft, and thus he understood the true nature of righteousness, statecraft, and personal pleasure. He was retentive and insightful, knowledgeable and adept in the social proprieties. He was learned in the Shastras, the verses of the Vedas, and skilled in the practice of them as well. He was an excellent judge of men, and could tell when it was appropriate to show his favor or withhold it. He knew the right means for collecting revenue and the accepted way of regulating expenditure. He had achieved preeminence in the sum total of the Shastras, even the most complex. Only after satisfying the claims of righteousness and statecraft would he give himself up to pleasure, and then never immoderately. He was a connoisseur of the fine arts and understood all aspects of political life. He was proficient in training and riding horses and elephants, eminently knowledgeable in the science of weapons, and esteemed throughout the world as a master chariot warrior. He could head a charge and give battle and lead an army skillfully. He was invincible in combat. Even if the gods and asuras themselves were to unite in anger against him, he was never spiteful, haughty, or envious. He had mastered his anger. We should aspire to be like Lord Rama. He lives in each one of us. He is your true self. Hi, Jules. By his eminent virtues, the prince won the esteem of people throughout all the three worlds. For he was as patient as the earth, wise as Brahaspati, and mighty as Indra, Sakshi's lord. Rama's virtues were prized by all the people, a source of joy unto his father, and lent the prince himself such splendor as the sun derives from its shining beams. His conduct and invincible valor made him so like one of the world guardians that earth herself desired to have him as her master. Now as King Dasaratha, slayer of enemies, observed many incomparable virtues of his sons, he fell to thinking. In his heart he cherished the single joyous thought, when shall I see my dear son consecrated? His one desire is that the world should prosper. He shows compassion to all creatures, and is loved in the world even more than I. Like a cloud laden with rain. He is as mighty as Yama or Shakra, wise as Brahaspati, steady as a mountain, and far richer in virtues than I. Oh, and at that age, I might go to heaven, see my son hold sway over this entire land. These were his father's wishes. Recognizing that his son was endowed with all these consummate virtues, the great king consulted with his advisors and chose him to be Prince Regent. The Lord of the earth then convened the chief men of the land from the various cities and provinces of which they lived. The kings arrived, and in different places he assigned to them, and solemnly took their seats facing the king. The Lord of men paid his respects to the nobles and the men of the city and provinces, and as they sat deferentially around him, he resembled Indra, the thousand-eyed god, our Lord, surrounded by the deathless gods, the eternal ones. That was Sarga 1. What a beautiful way to begin this. We're going to continue in Sarga 2. I feel like we should mark that, though. I feel like the passage that's detailing Rama's righteousness is very important for us. Thank you so much. Rama's righteousness is detailed in the first saga to the point of the Ayodhya Kanda, to the point where we see every virtue that we would wish to have or we would wish to be like in Rama. Now, Rama lives inside each and every one of our hearts. He is a symbol for your true self. We have every ability needed to think the right way, to do things the right way. Sometimes we all lose sight of that. We all make mistakes, sometimes numerous mistakes. Sometimes so many mistakes we bury ourselves in mistakes. But the point of making mistakes is to learn from them. We learn to grow from our mistakes. We evolve. We ascend. We process. We integrate. We learn and we don't repeat. The goal is to be like him, to embody Rama, to embody Christ, to embody Vishnu, Supreme Lord. Sarga 2. King Dasaratha, Lord of the earth, called the whole assembly to order, and rumbling like a storm cloud, his loud voice deep and resonant as a war drum, he made his incomparable speech to their delight and benefit. The whole world has long been under the protection of Ikshvaku kings. It is my desire to ensure its well-being, for continued happiness is its due. I myself have always kept to the path my ancestors followed, and watched over my subjects unremittedly to the best of my ability. And in striving for the benefit of the entire world, my body has grown old in the shade of the white parasol. I have lived a life of many countless years, and I now crave response for this aged body of mine. I have grown weary, bearing the burden of righteousness in the world, for it is heavy. One must have self-discipline to bear it, and the royal powers it encompasses. Therefore, with the approval of all you twice-born men assembled here, I seek respite by entrusting my subjects' welfare to the care of my son. My eldest son was born resembling me in every virtue. He is a conqueror of enemy fortresses, as powerful as Indra, smasher of citadels. It is my pleasure to invest Rama, champion of righteousness and full among men, with the office of Prince Regent, a union as propitious as the moons with the constellation Pusha. The majestic eldest brother of Lakshman will be a fit and proper master for you. Indeed, the three worlds altogether would find a superior master in him. Once I have ensured the well-being of this land by entrusting it to this son of mine, I shall be free from care. When the king had spoken in this fashion, the nobles rejoiced at his words like peacocks at the rumble of a rain-laden cloud. They fully recognized that the aim of their aged king Dasaratha was embraced in the wisdom of righteousness and statecraft. And when they had reflected upon it, they replied, "You are old, your majesty, and have lived many countless years. We should consecrate Rama as Prince Regent of the land." When the king heard that reply, he pretended to not know it was their heart's desire, and in order to test them, he said, "How can it be that, while I am ruling the land in righteousness, you want to see my son become Prince Regent?" So he's like leading them on. Because he too wants Rama to be king.
In concert with the men of the city and provinces, the nobles answered, "Great Dasaratha, your majesty, the virtues of your son are many and excellent. They are divine virtues, which make valiant Rama the equal of Shakra, and they elevate him far above all other Ikshvakus, lord of the people. All the world know Rama to be a decent man, for truth and righteousness are his first concern, and he is wise in ways of righteousness, true to his word, a man of character, and never spiteful. He is forbearing, conciliatory, kind-spoken, grateful, and self-disciplined. He is gentle, firm of purpose, ever capable and unspiteful. Raghava speaks kindly to all people, and yet he always tells the truth. He shows reverence for aged and deeply learned Brahmins. Because of this, his fame among us is without equal, and his glory and power have steadily grown. He is proficient in the use of all the weapons of the gods, Asuras, and men. Wherever he goes forth with Saumitri to battle in defense of a village or city, he always returns triumphant. And when returning from battle on chariot or elephant, Rama always stops to ask the men of the city after their welfare, as if they were his kinsmen, about their sons, sacred fires, and wives, as well as their host of servants and students, without omission and in due order, just as a father might ask his own flesh and blood sons, asking them, "Do your students obey you? Are they prompt in their tasks?" This is how Rama, tiger among men, always questions us. When misfortune strikes anyone, Rama feels the sorrow keenly, and he takes the pleasure a father might in all the people's celebrations. He is a great archer, a man who tells the truth, who seeks the counsel of the aged and is master of his senses. How fortunate you are to be blessed with a son like you, Raghava, who like Marika Kashyapa has every virtue a son should have. The people of the kingdom, and in this foremost of cities with the celebrated Rama, strength, health, and long life. All the people of the city and the provinces, outsiders as well as intimates. And at dawn and at dusk, women, young and old alike, devoutly worship all the gods for glorious Rama's sake. By your grace, O Lord, let what they pray for come to pass. Grant, great King, that we may see Rama become Prince Regent, your son who is dark as the blue lotus and deadly to his every enemy. O Lord, your godlike Son is committed to the good of all the world, and so, for our good, granter of boons, please consecrate the exalted Prince joyfully and without delay. That was Sarga 2. I'm going to be continuing in Sarga 3. This is of the Ayodhya Kanda, the second book. All around him they held out their hands, cupped like lotuses in reverence, and the king acknowledged them, adding these kind and beneficial words, "Ah, how overjoyed I am! You have magnified my grandeur beyond all measure, that you should want my beloved eldest son to become Prince Regent." When the king had paid the Brahmins this honor in return, he addressed Vashistha and Vamadeva as the others stood listening. This is the majestic and auspicious month of Kaitra, when the woods are in full bloom. Let all the preparations be made for Rama's installation as Prince Regent. It shall be done just as you command. The two bulls among twice-born Brahmins replied with joy and delight as they approached the Lord of the world. Then the splendid king said to Sumantra, "Please bring Rama, my accomplished son, here at once." Sumantra assented with the words, "So be it," and by order of the king went in his chariot to fetch Rama, the best of the chariot warriors. Meanwhile, the kings who were seated there, the eastern, northern, western, and southern kings, Aryan and Barbarian, and others who lived in the forest and mountain regions, all paid homage to King Dasarat, as the gods do to Vasava. From the terrace of the palace where he stood in their midst, like Vasava among the Maruts, the royal seer watched his son approaching in his chariot. Rama was the very image of the king of Gandharvas, and renowned throughout the world for his manliness as well. His arms were long, his strength handsome. He carried himself like a bull elephant in rut. He was extremely handsome, and his face had the lovely glow of moonlight. I can't yawn big because I have my wisdom teeth taken out, so bear with me. At least I'm not aching too bad to read tonight. With his beauty and nobility, he ravished both the slight and the hearts of men. He was like the rain that refreshes people parched by summer's heat, and the Lord of men could not get enough of gazing at him as he drew near. Sumantra helped Raghava down from his splendid chariot and followed at the rear, his hands cupped in reverence. As Rama made his way into his father's presence, accompanied by the charioteer Raghava, another name for Rama, bull among men, went to see his father. Hi, Timmy.
No. I'm going to the bedroom, you're alone.
Okay. Accompanied by the charioteer Raghava, bull among men, went to see his father. Ascending to the rooftop terrace, as lofty as Mount Kailash's peak, With his hands cupped in reverence, Rama came before his father. He prostrated himself and, announcing his name, did obeisance at his father's feet. Gazing at his dear son, bowed down beside him.
The house
With
looks
his hands
beautiful,
cupped,
thank you.
in reverence, the king drew him up by his clasped hands and embraced him. The majestic king then directed Rama to the throne made ready for him, a splendid one brilliantly set with gems and gold. As Raghava sat down, the throne seemed to glow more brightly still from the prince's own luster, like Mount Meru when the bright sun rises. As the autumnal sky, for all its bright planets and constellations, is illuminated still further by the moon, so was the assembly hall lit up by the radiance that Rama shed. King Dasarat, observed his dear son with keen satisfaction. It was as if he was looking in a mirror and seen an enhanced reflection of himself. The king and most blessed of fathers turned to his son with a smile. And in the words Kashyapa might have once used with Indra, lord of the gods, he said, Rama, my dear son, you were born of my eldest wife, a worthy son of a worthy woman, and you are most virtuous. Moreover, since through your virtues you have won the loyalty of these my subjects, you shall become Prince Regent on the day of the lunar mansion, Pushya's conjunction. You are by nature disciplined and virtuous as much as one could desire. But still, in spite of these virtues, I shall give you some beneficial advice, my son. Because of my affection for you, impose even stricter discipline on yourself. Exercise constant self-control and avoid all the vices that spring from desire and anger. Actively concern yourself with both overt and covert activities to retain the loyalty of all your subjects, from the ministers down. He who protects the earth while keeping the people content and loyal will give his allies cause to rejoice, as did the immortal gods when they obtained nectar. So restrain yourself, my son, and behave in this fashion. When Rama's loving friends heard this speech, they quickly hurried off to inform Kausalya. That excellent lady directed that gold and cows and an assortment of precious objects be given to those who brought the news. Raghava, meanwhile, after doing obeisance to the king, mounted the chariot and started back to his splendid dwelling amidst the acclaim of the multitude. When the townsfolk heard the king's announcement, it was as if they had secured some longed-for object, and on taking leave of the Lord of men, they went home and worshipped the gods in deep delight. This will be the last saga we read tonight, unless anyone wants us to continue. If you want to continue after this saga, just let me know in the comments. I don't think this tells me everybody that's watching. It only tells me the top viewers, because I've had times where people have commented and they're not even up here on this for me. I think only you guys can see how many people are truthfully in here. Oops. It's not the plan. Okay. Once the townsfolk had gone, the king held further consultation with his counselors. When he learned that they had determined, the Lord declared with determination, tomorrow is the day of the Pushya asterism, so tomorrow my son Rama, his eyes as coppery as lotuses, shall be consecrated as Prince Regent. Retiring them to his private chamber, King Dasarat instructed his charioteer Sumantra to fetch Rama once again. Upon receiving his orders, the charioteer set out at once for Rama's abode to fetch him. The guards informed Rama that Sumantra had returned, and soon as he learned of his arrival, he felt uneasy. Rama had him shown in at once, saying, "Tell me the reason for your returning, omitting nothing." The charioteer replied, "The king wishes to see you. Such is the message, but you of course must be the judge of whether to go or not." Such were the charioteer's words, and upon hearing them, Rama hastily went to the place to see the Lord of men once more. When King Dasarat heard that Rama had arrived, he had him shown into his chamber, anxious to pass on the wonderful news. As majestic Raghava entered the residence, he caught sight of his father, and at a distance prostrated himself, cupping his hands in reverence. Rama bowed low until the protector of the earth bade him rise and embraced him. Then, directing him to a splendid seat, the king once again addressed him. "Rama, I am old. My life has been long. I have enjoyed all the pleasures I desired. I performed hundreds of sacrifices rich in food with lavish priestly stipends. The child I desired, and you are he, was born to me, a son who has no peer on the earth today, the very best of men. I have given alms, offered sacrifices, and studied the scriptures. I have experienced every pleasure, everything I wanted, and thus, my mighty son, I have discharged all my debt to the gods, the seers, the ancestors, the Brahmins, and to myself. There is nothing further required of me except your consecration. Therefore you must do for me what I am about to tell you. All my subjects today express their wish to have you for their king, and so, my dear son, I will consecrate you as Prince Regent. Oh! I didn't know it fell. Hope you all can still hear me fine. But there is more, Rama. I have had dreams lately, inauspicious, ominous dreams. Great meteors with lightning bolts have been falling here out of a clear sky with a terrible crash. The astrologers have also informed me, Rama, that my birth star is obstructed by hostile planets, Mars, Rahu, and the Sun. When such portents as these appear, it usually means a king is about to die or meet some dreadful misfortune. You must therefore have yourself consecrated, Raghava, before my resolve fails me, for the minds of men are changeable. Today the moon has reached Punarvasu, just to the east of Pushya. Tomorrow the astrologers predict its conjunction with Pushya is certain. On this very Pushya day you must have yourself consecrated. I feel a sense of great urgency. Tomorrow, slayer of enemies, I will consecrate you as Prince Regent. Therefore today you and your wife must take a vow to remain chaste this night, to fast and sleep upon a bed of darba grass. Have your friends guard you warily today at every turn, for there are many impediments to affairs of this sort, and I believe the best time for your consecration is precisely while Bharat is absent from the city. Granted, your brother keeps to the ways of virtuous, defers to his elder brother, and is righteous, compassionate, and self-disciplined. Nonetheless, Raghava, it is my firm belief that the mind of man is inconstant, even the mind of a good man constant in righteousness. Even such a man is best presented with an accomplished fact. Once he had been informed that his consecration was set for the next day, Rama was given leave to go, and after doing obeisance to his father, he went to his dwelling. In keeping with the king's instructions regarding the consecration, he entered his house, but then left immediately and went to his mother's apartments. There in the shrine room he saw her, clothed in linen, solemnly and silently praying for his royal fortune. Sumitra and Lakshman had already come, and Sita had been sent for as soon as they heard the news of Rama's consecration. At that moment Kausalya stood with her eyes closed, while Sumitra, Sita, and Lakshman were seated behind her. From the moment she had received word that her son was to be consecrated as Prince Regent on the day of the Pushya asterism, she had been controlling her breathing and meditating on the primal being Janardana. Thank you for the likes. As she was engaged in these observances, Rama approached her and did obeisance. Then to her delight he said, "Mother, my father has appointed me to the task of protecting the people. On father's instructions, my consecration will take place tomorrow. And as father with his sacrificial priests and preceptors directs Sita and I, both are to fast tonight. Please see to it that any auspicious rites appropriate for my consecration tomorrow are performed today on behalf of Vaidehi and me." Upon hearing Rama say what she had so long desired, Kausalya replied to Rama in words choked with tears of joy, "Rama, my child, may you live long. May all who block your way be vanquished. And when you are invested with sovereignty, may you bring joy to my kinsmen and Sumitras. Truly it was under an auspicious constellation that I bore you, my dear son, since by your virtues you have won the favor of your father Dasara. Truly the vows of self-denial I made to the lotus-eyed primal being were not in vain, since the royal fortune of the Ikshvakus will pass to you, my son." When Rama had been addressed in this fashion by his mother, he spoke smiling lightly to his brother, who sat humbly by with his hands cupped in reverence. "Lakshman, you must rule this land together with me," he says. "Royal sovereignty falls to your share too, for you are my second half. You too shall enjoy every pleasure you desire, Sumitra, and all the fruits of my kingship. For it is for the sake of you alone, my second self, that I desire kingship and even life itself." When he had addressed Lakshman in this fashion, he paid obeisance to his mother, and bidding Sita to take leave of them, he returned home. That's the last chapter we're reading tonight, unless you all wish to continue. I think that's going to be the last one, because I've had my wisdom teeth taken out Monday. I'm still a little sore, but I'm happy I'm able to come on here and read for you guys. We're now on Sarga 5. We start tomorrow. Very excited. This is of the Ayodhya Kanda. This is the second book in the Ramayana. There are 7. We just finished the Balakanda last week before I had my wisdom teeth taken out. It's a very beautiful one. We're going to probably chant the Chalisa one more time, guys, because this version of the Chalisa also has Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram at the end of it. It's a very good one because it contains, it also contains the praise to his Lord. So, who is Hanuman without Ram? Yeah. Who is Hanuman without Ram? They all live in our heart, really. They all are symbols for our innermost self. No purer or greater than you. You can do all things he did. Live it. Be it. Shri Guru Charana Saru Jaraja Nijamana Mukura Sudhar Baranon Rako Bara Bimala Jasu Jodaya Kupalachari Budihina Tanu Janike Sumeram Pavanakuma Siaram Bala Buddhi Vidya Dehu Mohin Hara Ukale Shabeka Siyabara Ramachandra Padije Sharanam Jaya Hanumana Gyana Guna Sagara Jaya Kapishati Hamloko Jaga Ramaduta Tulita Baladama Anjani Putra Pawanan Sutanama Mahavira Bikrama Bhajarangi Kumati Nivara Sumati Kesangi Kanchana Varana Viraja Subesa Kanana Kundala Kunchita Kesa Hatha Vajra Uda Vajabiraje Kande Munja Jajenu Saja Shankara Suana Keshari Nandan Teja Pratapa Mahajagabandhan Vidyawana Guniyati Chatu Kulakaya Karibeko Hatu Prabhu Charitra Suni Beko Rasiya Rama Lakana Sita Manabasiya, excuse me. Suchma Rupa Darisiya Indikawa Vikata Rupa Dari Lanka Jarava Bhima Rupa Dari Asura Sanghare Ramachandra Kekaja Shanrare Laya Sajivana Lakana Jiyaye Shri Raghuvira Rashi Uralaya Raghupati Kini Bauta Barai Tuma Mama Priya Bharatai Samabai Sahasabadana Tumaro Yasagawe Yasakai Shri Patiganta Lagawe Sanakadika Brahmandi Munisa Narada Sharada Saida Isa Yamako Vera Digapala Jante Kaviko Vidakai Saki Kahante Tuma Upakara Sugriva Inkina Rama Milaya Rajapada Dina Tumaro Mantra Vibhishana Mana Lankeshwara Vaya Sava Jagajana Yuga Sahastra Jojana Parabhanu Ilyota Imarula Balajanu Prabhu Mudrika Milimukha Mahin Jalari Lanki Gaya Charajanai Dugramakaja Jagata Kejete Sugramanugra Tumarete Rama Duare Tumarakoare Hotananya Binupe Sare Sabha Sukha Lahe Tumare Sharanam Tumarakshaka Kau Kodaranam Apanateja Samharo Apetin on Loka Angatin Kampe Bhuta Pisacha Nikatana Irave Mahavira Javanama Sunave Nase Roga Hare Sabupira Chapata Nirantara Hanumata Vira Sankata Tena Hanumana Jurave Manakrama Bachana Dhyana Jolave Sabha Pararamata Basvira Jatina Kekaja Sakala Tumasaja Ora Manortha Jo Koilave Sohi Amita Jivana Palapa Charon Yuga Paratapa Tumhara He Parasiddha Jagatu Jiyara Sadhu Santa Ke Tumarakoare Asura Kandana Rama Dulare Ashta Siddhi No Nidike Data Ashavadadina Janaki Mata Rama Rasayana Tumare Pasa Sadaraho Raghupati Kedasa Tumare Bhajana Rama Kopave Janama Janama Ge Dukkha Visarave Antakala Raghuvara Purajai Jana Janma Hari Bhakta Kai Ora Devata Chittana Darai Hanumata Se Sarva Sukha Karai Sankata Kate Mite Sabapira Yosumire Hanumata Balabira Jaya 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 Hanumana Gosain Kripa Karayu Guru Deva Kinai Jo Shatavara Patakara Koi Jutai Bandi Mahasuka Hoi Joya Pare Hanumana Chalisa Hoya Siddhi Saki Gaurisa Tulasi Dasa Sada Harijera Ki Jainatha Hiradaya Mahadera Pawanatanaya Sankatarana Mangala Murati Rup Siyaram Rama Lakana Sita Saita Hirdayam Basahu Surabhupa Siyavara Rama Chandra Padije Sharanam Mangala Murati Marukta Nandana Sakala Mangala Mula Nikanda Mangala Murati Marukta Nanda Sakala Mangala Mula Nikanda Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Sitaram 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 Jai Jai Sitaram 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 Jai Jai Sitaram Ram Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Sitaram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 I think with that, guys, we're going to call it a night. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm grateful for this platform, the ability to be able to share these devotional stories, these devotional songs of love with you and healing. I'm very grateful to be able to do this. I'm happy that everything worked out tonight to the best that it possibly could have. I had my wisdom teeth taken out Monday, so I'm a little sore still, and I'm still trying to talk around that. But yeah, if this was something that was interesting and fun for you, go ahead and click the follow button. I hope to see you every night around 8 o'clock p.m., at least Central Standard Time. And we'll be reading the Ramayana every night around that time, Valmiki's Ramayana. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I love each and every one of you. I bless you with abundance in your relationships, in your love, in your finances, in your spiritual walk, in your relationships with God, in all ways that'll benefit you for the highest good of all beings and yourself. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Peace and love, guys. I'll catch you next time.